Do I know you? Ah, unless I am very much mistaken, you are the famed adventurer who bested the Garlean Empire's general, are you not? The great Sophie Hiscaris herself. Amazing. And more than a little serendipitous. One might even call it fate. I but recently received word of a truly unique opportunity. You see, an opportunity the likes of which none but one of your proven worth could take advantage. The reward? Not less than the accumulated knowledge of a fallen civilization. The risk? A single misstep could cost you your life. But what is a little danger to a storied hero such as yourself? A woman with absolute confidence in her own ability stands to profit handsomely from this venture. No, I crave no recompense for my part in bringing this opportunity to your attention. The historic discoveries you shall make will be reward enough, I assure you. If my words have fanned your flames of your curiosity, then I bid you seek a man by the name of Rambros at St. Koinike's Find. It is he who stands at the doorway to untold marvels, awaiting the arrival of a champion bold enough to march across the threshold. So we're going to do the Crystal Tower in case you weren't sure, because remember, they told us to talk to this guy to do that. So here we go, Crystal Tower time. Why, if it isn't Sophie Hiscaris herself, I was not expecting such a celebrated guest. To what do I owe the honor of this visit? You were directed here, you say, and by a man clad in foreign garb? Well, the opportunity he spoke of must surely refer to our latest anthropogeographical endeavor. Okay. Quite how he came to know of this is another matter. All knowledge of this project was supposed to be restricted to my organization. But that is something for me to ponder in private. You are here now, and your services will, I am certain, prove invaluable. I must warn you, however, that the venture we have in mind is no simple excavation. An unprepared or incautious adventurer could very well find herself on an unplanned and unpleasant journey to Thal's solemn halls. Knowing this, do you still wish to lend us your cooperation? I rather thought you would say that. Your courage is scarcely a secret. Now, the first. Sophie, I thought it was you. What brings you to St. Koinike's? Don't tell me the Alliance has sent you on another realm-shaking, history-making mission to lay low an apparent insuperable foe, yes? No? Ah, I see. You two are already acquainted. That is well. Master Garland, our intrepid hero here, caught wind of the forthcoming expedition and has kindly pledged to assist us. She has she? Glad to have you aboard, Sophie. You don't have the faintest idea of what you volunteered for, do you? Very well, let us begin at the beginning. The Sons of St. Koinike are tasked with unearthing the secrets of the long-fallen Allegan Empire, and this present endeavor aims to delve more deeply into the civilization's mysteries than ever before. Ah, but I know that look. In the event that you feel ill-equipped to contribute much on the subject of Allegan archaeology, I invite you to recall your encounter with the Ultima weapon. The mechanical monstrosity represented a feat of engineering far beyond aught of Garlemald can presently achieve. Nero Tolsavia and simply awoke it. I mention this by way of a reminder that you have had what one might term extensive first-hand experience with a notable Allegan relic. In short, you're practically an archaeologist. Seems like a very loose term for that. Now, to the core of the matter, or I guess a loose definition of archaeology. Now to the core of the matter, here in Mordona, there stands an entire Allegan structure, which we have yet to investigate. I speak, of course, of the Crystal Tower. After witnessing the destructive capabilities of the Ultima weapon, and the Lesser Moon Dalamond before it, it seems wise to treat any remnants of that era with the utmost caution. They must be analyzed, monitored, and above all, kept from falling into the wrong hands. To put it plain, I have no wish to see another megalomaniac, Legatus, wield one of those weapons. It was this thought which first moved me to contact the Sons and propose that the tower be explored. For several millennia, the Crystal Tower remained hidden, buried deep underground. But, like so many other things that were better left undisturbed, the structure was freed from its stony prison by the great upheaval which accompanied the coming of the Seventh Umbral Era. It now stands revealed in all its splendor, a gleaming spear of crystal pointed at the bosom of the heavens. We believe the tower to be the repository of much of the ancients' wisdom. Unfortunately, its entrance is guarded by formidable defenses, and we cannot so much as peep through the keyhole, much less set foot inside. These defenses take the form of statues carved into the likeness of giant swordsmen. The Eight Sentinels, as the Sons are wont to call them, is the first barrier we must overcome. Why not simply fly over them in an airship, you ask? It's been tried before. Any vessel that ventures too close to the tower is blasted out of the air. We either destroy those statues or the front door is forever beyond our reach. My colleagues and I are ill-suited to negotiating such deadly hazards. Thus, if we are to gain access to the tower's secret, we must needs employ the services of an experienced adventurer. It will be difficult and dangerous, Sophie, but I can think of no finer woman for the task. If I didn't know better, I'd say you had a taste for these deadly escapades. I look forward to working with you again. There is much and more to be done before we can begin the expedition proper. Take some time to prepare yourself, and I shall explain the challenges that lie ahead. Our first objective is to reach the entrance to the Crystal Tower. As I previously mentioned, however, that will prove no easy task. The entrance is guarded by powerful defense mechanisms, each utilizing one of the four elements of fire, water, wind, or earth. Anyone attempting to simply stroll past these unsleeping sentinels invites swift obliteration. Based on Master Garland's analysis, however, we are reasonably certain that the attacks of these lethal contraptions can be reflected using a crystal of the corresponding element. Naturally, these crystals must be of surpassing clarity, free of the slightest impurities, much like the flawless specimens used by the beastmen in their primal summoning rituals. Mayhaps I should have said exactly like the specimens they use. Were there not any other way, we would not ask this of you, but we need someone to enter the Beast Tribe strongholds and liberate their perfect crystals. For the moment, I would have you focus on obtaining 2 of the 4 crystals we require. Pray, make for Lenosha, where both the Saspa spawning grounds and Ungaro mines are located. You may be certain that the materials used in the Beastman's sacred rituals will be well defended. Whether you choose to venture there alone or with companions, I shall leave to your discretion. But whatever you do, please be careful. So, off to Lenosha. Alright. You think you can stop me from taking your crystals? I'm the warrior of light. I take whatever I want. I'm not even thief class, and I'm just gonna take it anyway. I don't care. Your crystals are mine. I guess I got it. Okay. I thought there'd be like a thing of crystals around here or something, but nope, I guess I got it. Alright, let's go get the mine. Give me your crystals. I'm the warrior of light, and light makes might, and might makes right. And the right thing to do is to take your crystals away from you. Give them to me. Give to me your crystals. Give them, Kobold. You don't deserve them anyway. You're just gonna use them to summon Titan again, and I'm tired of killing him. Alright, that's all of them. Let's go back. How progress your efforts in infiltrating the Beastman strongholds? How progress? So, these are the famed flawless crystals of Beastman tribes. I have seen countless specimens from I know not how many excavations, but nothing to compare to these. Their purity is astounding. You have done well, Sophie. With these in our possession, we lack only the crystals of fire and wind. The former lies in Zaharak, the war camp of the Amalja in Thanalan. The later in Nadalin, the roost of the Ixal in the hills of Korthus. You can expect them to be as closely guarded as the first two, if not more so. Still, I look forward to receiving word of your resounding success. In this snowy domain, I have come for your wind crystal! Give to me. It's kind of epic. Epic in the way I deserve, as the warrior of light, healing crystals from Beastman. This music's kind of epic too, but not as epic as the one in Korthus was. Your crystal! Alright, that should be all four of them, so now we can get into the Crystal Tower, I think. Yay! Sophie, it is good to see you. Tell me, were you able to obtain the remaining crystals from the Beastman? You bet your face I was. Wonderful. With all four crystals in hand, we are now ready to proceed to the next stage of our preparations. Ah, I had I hope I did not give you the impression that we would be embarking on our journey to the Crystal Tower just yet. Actually, you kind of did. And now I'm disappointed. Alas, there is another step which must be completed ere we come to that. While the crystals you acquired are indeed flawless, they are of little use to us in their present form. If they are to reflect the elemental forces of the tower's defenses, they must needs be cut and polished. A process which calls for a very particular set of materials. Here we go. Procuring them will be a challenge in itself, I fear. Needless to say, we will be requiring your services once again. Awesome. If the flawless crystals you procured for us are to retain their elemental purity during the shaping process, a very specific set of abrasive substances will be required. Well, I say substances, but one might just as well call them one substance, namely aether sand, which has 4 elementally aspected varieties. Of course it does. Alas, aether sand is neither common nor cheap. Indeed, it is not unusual for the abrasive to exceed the value of the precious stones it is used to polish. Given the rarity of these materials in question, the Goldsmiths Guild in Ul'dah seemed the likeliest place to purchase the quantity we require. When I contacted the guildmaster, however, I was informed that no aether sand was currently available. Though I requested that word be sent as soon as new stock came in, I have yet to receive aught but apologies. I should mention at this point that I placed the order some time before you procured the flawless crystals. I am well aware that acquiring aether sand is no small feat, of course, and I am not an impatient man, but I fear the more we delay our investigation, the greater the risk that the tower's secrets may fall into the hands of other, less savory parties. That is why I wish to entrust to you with the payment for our purchase, and send you to speak directly with Guildmaster Serendipity. Mayhap the presence of such a distinguished personage will spur the guild into action. In any event, it is my hope that when we next meet, you will have found at least one of the 4 varieties of aether sand we require. You're here on behalf of the Sons of St. Koinok? What fortunate timing! I was just about to contact Master Rambros with the news that we're finally managed to acquire a quantity of fire-aspected aether sand. I'm afraid it may be some time before we can supply the other 3 varieties, but you are welcome to settle accounts for that which we have now. Pray speak with Jemima over the... Ah, I do beg your pardon. It seems she's assisting another customer. Come on, there must be something you can do. Without that sand, we'll have to rethink our whole design. I sympathize with your plight, sir, but as I explained, the aether sand in question is already spoken for. If you'd like to reserve the next shipment, then I would be happy to accept the funds you've offered as partial payment. Partial? Are you saying it's not enough? I'm already stretching our research budget as it is. I suppose a man can do without a midday meal for a year or 2. Sophie, it's been too long. What brings you here then? Got your eye on something expensive, have you? Well now, that is quite a money pouch. The sound of so many gil clinking together is strangely satisfying, is it not? Calming and yet invigorating at the same time. Oh no, you're here for the bloomin' aether sand, aren't you? Well, I can't deny the elegant civilization's a subject worth researching. The chief said he was looking into something big, but we never thought to ask him what. Wedge and I have been too busy tinkering with the new airship design to think of much else, see? Well, I say tinkering. Wrestling would be more like it. Still, after much wringing of hands and gnashing of teeth, we've managed to put together a prototype crystal-powered propulsion system. We got the idea for it when we heard how you lot used the corrupted crystal on board the Enterprise, as a matter of fact. Anyway, to cut a long story short, our design calls for all 4 varieties of aether sand. And that's why I can't just relinquish my claim on this batch here. Even for you, lass. How are we meant to usher in a brave new age of technology innovation, if not by technologically innovating it, eh? Ahem. While I hesitate to interrupt such an impassioned speech, duty compels me to point out that this lady is a representative of the organization that reserved the Aether Sand in question, to mention nothing of the fact that her purse is considerably larger than yours. Oh, is that it, is it? All right. This batch is yours. I'll let you have it. But if you're going to take my sand, it's only fair that you grant me a role in this project of yours. I'll take that as a yes. It's not every day you get a chance to experiment with the wonders of the ancients. With any luck, they'll inspire me to think up another technological innovation or two. So I guess he's on the team now. Also, if you're wondering about my armor, because it was different just a second ago, while I was in Mordona, anyway, I decided we had done all that raiding of the Bahamut coils, so I had a whole bunch of the tombstones that you need to trade for gear, so I went and traded and got some gear upgrades. So I think the other stuff probably looked a little bit better, but it's still pretty good. It's not a bad set. I don't have the helmet, so I'm keeping the old one. Now then, from what you've told me, I'm guessing you'll be needing the other 3 varieties of elementally aspected Aether Sand as well, right? Then, rather than sitting on your rump waiting for a shipment that may never come, I reckon your time would be better spent looking for the stuff yourself. And it just so happens that I know of a good place to start. There is said to be a peddler in northern Thanland who, very occasionally, handles the earth-aspected variety of Aether Sand. Wedge is in the process of confirming the rumor as we speak. I know what you're thinking. When did my timid little friend decide he didn't need me to hold his hand anymore? The answer being, just the other day. Seems he's been inspired by a certain adventurer's heroic example. I thought he was joking when he volunteered to go to Thanland without me. I just hope he manages to stay out of trouble. Head out to Blue Fog and you should find him poking about with his new bodyguard. Oh, did I not mention her? Wedge thought it'd be wise to hire an adventurer to accompany him, just in case your heroic example turned out to be less inspiring than he first thought. Okay, we'll go to Blue Fog.